What the Sigma? What the Scallop? What are you doing here? Hello everybody. Welcome to a very special early stream. Quite possibly the earliest I've been. On time even. Never seen anything like it. Obviously all hilarious jokes aside, the latest we've streamed in a while. But I'm here, and that's all that matters, really. We got here eventually. Good to see you. I just realized that GameTube actually subbed 3 hours ago. He gifted a sub 3 hours ago, which is insane. That's just insane behavior. He's here in spirit, is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, thanks for jumping in, everybody. I'm all good, Josh. Just some, it's been busy. But hold on a moment. Just fixing something. I thought, you know, this is a street keeper, even if it's late. Any tips on streaming on Twitch? I'm probably not the right person to ask. I think the only real good Twitch tip is to grow a platform elsewhere and bring an audience to Twitch, because growing on Twitch natively is near on impossible. That's what I would say. I'd say like having an audience from a YouTube channel and then streaming after the fact is probably your best bet. Yeah, that's all I've got for you. Okay, guys, what the Sigma was my line? Listen, we're swapping scripts here. We're keeping it interesting. I'm not sure exactly what we're gonna do here. Probably just shoot the shit for a little bit. Keep the streak. Keep things going. See you later, Panda. I know that this is probably the most inconvenient time to stream for most people, but if I can be somebody's background noise at 4:07 p.m. AEST, then that's what I was put on this earth to do, apparently. So here we are. Hang on a second. I'm surprised the stream seems to be really like keeping itself together here. I've even messed with some settings in the last few days and it hasn't fallen apart. This is crazy. Video progression's been very slow there, Ludicrous, but still moving to some degree. Nah, I'll only play like the main game we're playing, Phoenix, at the usual time. I don't like to just whip it out at a 4:08 p.m., you know? It just wouldn't be fair. Hopefully Telltale tomorrow, we'll see what happens. I don't want to make any promises anymore. It's been too hectic to make promises. 7 a.m. in the UK, first time I've been awake for your stream. See, it's always convenient for somebody. Thanks, Josh. I'm glad that this is a better time for you. Thought you died? It's certainly possible. You never know. You never know when the last stream might be. It'd be pretty poetic if the streak got ended by death itself. That'd be pretty crazy. Have I ever played Peggle? Yeah, Peggle's big, man. If you ever owned an Xbox 360 and didn't have like Xbox Live, you know how big Peggle was. If you didn't have too many games as well, you know how much of a staple that was. I'm about to go to sleep. Rest well, uncooked bread. You deserve it. Have I ever been peggled? See, that I can say definitively no. But Peggle, have I played Peggle? Did Peggle have like a crazy OST, or am I like misremembering? Let's have a look here. Peggle Ultimate Collection original soundtrack. Oh my god. This is not the Peggle, this is... What were they cooking? Oh, here we go. Oh, hell yeah. Come on. You gotta get a little melody going. Can we get some strings? The song that never starts. This is great. Ah, there we go. Hell yeah. Alright, that's kind of crazy. Let's jump to, like, a little bit further into the OST, see if it gets a little crazier. Yeah, I knew that the synths had to come into play at some point. All right, that's pretty big. That's pretty big. Not bad. Not bad. Definitely not terrible. Are we gaming today? Probably not gaming. I don't really have... I'm kind of all over the place. I can't believe this streak is still going, to be honest with you. I don't know how I've managed. I think this is day 144. So that's pretty big. Yeah, there's been a lot of filler streams lately. Just it's been pretty hectic, but hopefully things get back on track in the next week or so, or in the next, you know, in the next week to come, not what 7 days from now. You understand what I'm saying? 150 on Friday. I don't know if I'm doing anything particularly special for 150. Every 50 days a celebration. Have we earned that? I think like every 50 days is pretty huge considering our old track record of streaming, but day 100, I did one for day 50 and day 100. Could I keep the 50 increments up, or should I just make the next one day 200? If we get there, you know what I mean? We might not make it there, so maybe 150 it makes sense. Maybe we should celebrate in 50 day increments. Because who knows, like 200 might not even be possible. I actually went and booked my next appointment, the next step for getting my wisdom teeth removed, so that might throw a spanner in the works. I have a feeling, like, if this streak is going to end in the next, you know, like 100 days, it'll be because of that. I'll have to see. I don't know, like, I don't know how out of my mind I'm gonna be if I stream with my wisdom teeth out and, you know, whatever drugs they give you to keep you from being in too much pain. I don't know. We have discussed a TTS stream, but can I be trusted? Can I be trusted behind a keyboard live? I don't know about that. I reckon double it every time, so go 50, then 100, then 200, then 400. You know what? It would be centuries before we celebrate at some point. I think, I don't know, we'll see. 50 kind of makes sense, because, again, the streak can't go on forever, logically, so we'll see what happens. What is this YouTube link? I'm gonna click it. I'm just gonna click it. Life's about living on the edge, right? Oh, God. Scheming Weasel. Is that what this song is called? Scheming Weasel? You know, Kevin really changed the world with this one to some extent, I think. Kevin McLeod, however you pronounce his last name. Let's see how we pronounce it. I think he really shook up the musical industry with that.
The following pronunciation
is it McLeod?
By...
Ah, it's McLeod. That's huge, man. That's big. That's a tune that should not and will not be forgotten. Sneaky Stitch is the best. All right, hang on a second. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, this is kind of unbeatable. This is a classic. Did he know? Did he know when he composed this how influential it would become? How important it would be? I don't know if he did. I don't know if he knew what he was doing. He's also got a track called Fluffing a Duck. Yeah, this is huge as well. This one's called Spasmodica Polka. Okay, I can say with certainty that I haven't heard this one. This one must be one of his deep cuts, you know. This is something a little underground from him. Monkey spinning monkeys. Hang on. Really doing a musical deep dive here. Oh, of course. What the hell? Yeah, this is a classic. I really think this changed the genre. I think he was a bit of a pioneer, in all honesty. That's big. What was I thinking of? That last one? This one? It reminds me of that "My life is like a video game" meme. That's what this reminds me of. What is it? Where is it? You know the guy with the Nintendo Switch? You know that meme? You know what I'm talking about. I don't have to pull it up. Salad
Fallout
bar.
4 survival mode playthrough, nerd face, up pointing finger, radioactive.
Radioactive. Hey, thanks for the 100 bits there, Salad Bar. Does anybody really want to see me play Fallout 4? Maybe. I'm kind of interested in doing something with Fallout New Vegas at some point. And actually, you know, doing a full playthrough, but putting a bit of a spin on it. At some point. Again, these are things that I really shouldn't be worrying about with the other video-related things I have on my plate, but ideas, you know, it's nice that we have such a massive backlog of stream footage and stuff that can be used in the future. There's quite a lot of good footage there. Sometimes I cut up a little bit if I just couldn't be bothered doing anything else, and there's some good stuff that we've collected. We've really been out here collecting stream footage. My hard drives can't handle it.
Play the Fallout games and I will drop 1 billion bits. Double exclamation mark.
1 billion bits. Holy hell. That's tempting. Thanks for the 100 bits there, Salabar. What would 1 billion bits be? Let's have a look. 1 billion bits. I'm curious. There is a converter. Hell yeah. Alright, so... How many... It's... 9 zeros, right? Yeah. Oh, it literally can't even calculate it. Okay, that's cool. Never mind. 1 billion bits. I'm gonna hold you to it. Thanks for the 100 bits there, man. Yeah, I'm interested in playing at least like Fallout New Vegas on stream. What do we got here? Peeing sound for 10 hours. Sound to make you pee. High quality recording. I would just like to bring it to everybody's attention that this video I've been linked to has 239k views and 1.6k likes. So at least somebody found it helpful. That's encouraging. Let's read the comments here, since we don't have anything better to do, right? Shout out to the guy who had to pee for 10 hours straight. Good. Respect to the man who peed 10 hours straight for this video to be made. Blushing smiley emoji. Excellent. POV, you go home from a road trip. That one actually got pinned. I just thought I'd let you know. That's good. POV, you drink the doctor recommended daily amount of water. What is the recommended again? How many liters is it? Like 2.7? We're really going through some fucking rabbit holes here. Women should have about 2 liters of fluids a day, and men about 2.6. I was so close. I was really onto that. That's massive. Alright, interesting. Well, that's another... we're really challenging the sniffers out here with the facts that we're acquiring. Alright, labia sniffer, hit me with it. What do you got? Alright, somebody ring the Dinkster. I'm not going that. I respect myself too much to even let that one play out. Man, this is a really uneventful little live stream we got going on here. Hey, I mean, this is what happens when you do too many street keepers in a row. This is just how it goes. What have we got here? I'm not clicking any more links. It's getting spooky out here. I'm gonna push my luck. What are we doing today? That Daily 77? Literally nothing. Absolutely nothing.
I actually can't send in 1 billion bits since it's quite a bit of money, so here's 100.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Salad Bar. Appreciate it, dude. Thanks for the 100, man. Have you ever played The Witcher 3? Nah, it's been on my list for a while. I've watched some reviews on Witcher 3. There's actually a great video by Jack Sather on The Witcher 3 Remastered. I've never played the game before, but it's one of the games where I haven't really bothered being completely blind to it. Because, again, I've watched some videos about it and stuff. This video here, I'll try and show it to you if I have a screen open for it. This is a great video. Oh, I've got both my tabs open, that's okay. Yeah, so this one right here, wait, can you see that? The Witcher 3 in 2023, that's a great one. That's like, talks more about the remaster, but sort of about the game in general. It's a really good video. Certainly a better use of your time than this stream right now, so you should go and watch it. It's good. But no, I've never played it. I'm not super interested in it. I think it looks a little... I'll tell you, I've spoken about this before. The one thing that always puts me off playing The Witcher 3 is the way that it looks like your character moves and the way that the horse moves. It's like you're in a constant ice level in Crash Bandicoot. It looks very floaty and sort of slidey. It's probably not that big a deal, but it's the one thing that's always put me off whenever I've seen footage of the game. I'm sure it's amazing, though, once you really get, like, elbow deep in it, you know? I love doing nothing. We're becoming experts on doing nothing here. It's alright, we'll sort things out soon. Need to finish Telltale. I didn't want to leave so many days between it, but, you know. Stuff happens. Crash Bandicoot stream. Man, when the original trilogy got remastered for Crash, I was, like, so over the moon about that. It's one of the only times I've ever traded a game in to get a game for cheaper. I've never been a big game trader. Like, I have some of my original PS2 games. Like, I just never gave away games when I was younger. Still don't. But Crash Bandicoot came out and I didn't have the money to buy the remaster, so I think I traded in, like... I can't even remember what I traded in. It would have to be... Yeah, it was 2 PS4 games. I ended up getting it, like, half price or something. Are you thinking of playing Season 2 of Telltale? Yeah, definitely. Yeah, for sure. I have been absolutely scammed. I was told this video would be 15 to 17 minutes long, only to receive the audio of it 27 minutes. Oh, you're talking about something you're editing? Damn. Man, I've considered editing for other people in the past. It's weird, like, because I've done everything myself for so long, it's kind of strange to think of, like, having to live up to somebody else's expectations and also deal with, like, their, what would you call it? Like, their, can't think of the word. Parameters. Different stuff like that. That'd be scary. I wish you the best of luck. You'd be surprised, man, like, on a detailed edit, the difference between 15 or 17 minutes and 27 minutes can feel like 7 centuries worth of editing. That, oh, man. I'm feeling for you there. Is editing your drug? I really do enjoy editing. It's weird because I love streaming as well. But when making videos, like, sometimes I still think recording is my least favorite part. I hate, like, the pressure to sound perfect, whatever that is, like, as best as you can, and then some days you wake up and you kind of got a little bit of a rasp in your voice more than usual, and I don't know, sometimes you're just not feeling the energy. It's kind of the most annoying part of the process. I don't really like it. Yeah, I don't know. Is streaming in general easier than editing? Oh my goodness. Yes, absolutely. Streaming is like the easiest thing ever. Not like, it's hard to do consistently because the energy thing comes into question as well. Like, I think streaming consistently is like, there's definitely been some days where I haven't wanted to stream, I'll put it that way. There's definitely been some days where I've, like, woken up and I'm like, I don't want to be in, like, I don't even use a camera, so people who use cameras is even more so, but having, like, some days you just don't want to entertain an audience at all, right? Like, because you're just kind of in your own head, in your own mind. At least for me. But doing it consistently is like the only real difficult part. There's certain things like trying to, especially if you're playing a new game, like trying to balance making sure you're paying attention to the game and making sure you're engaging with the audience and trying not to be boring and trying to keep a certain energy for like 2 to 3 hours at a time. That's kind of difficult. But in terms of like that versus editing is like a multi-faceted, very difficult thing to do depending on what you're working on. Like when I work on TGB, it's the hard thing there becomes like learning how to do a bunch of new stuff on the fly. One thing I've never been very good at with editing is like motion tracking stuff and like visual effects. Never really been my strong suit. See you later, Jarkibi. Thanks for jumping in, dude. Yeah, that's never been my strong suit. I've gotten better at it, but motion tracking stuff, visual effects, lighting stuff, that's never really been my thing, adding that kind of thing in post, but I've had to do quite a bit of it in the last couple of episodes of TGB. And when you're like trying to edit something and also learn how to do that edit on the fly, it can extend the process by 20 hours. Like if you're really trying to make something look good and you have to do it multiple times and learn multiple new things on the fly, it can really, really drag it out. And on a long edit, like that can just make you not even want to look at it. Editing for others is great though. I'm lucky that the 3 people I edit for all have similar enough styles that I don't have to invent a different style every time I sit down to edit. But they're also different enough that I get to flex the different muscles with each video. It's a great position I've found myself in. Yeah, it's definitely like, editing is a great skill to have. It really is. Like, it's definitely an art in and of itself. And the cool thing is that flashy effects and really refined looking graphics and stuff like that isn't really the most important thing about editing. I think the most important thing is like, you end up sort of cultivating a personality with your editing, or like a voice with your editing. And some of the best editing is the stuff that you don't notice. It's to do with pace, it's to do with feeling, it's to do with like the atmosphere that you can create with an edit. It's definitely the best bit. It's definitely the most fun part of the process to learn. Like, yes, some people can be technically better at the raw visual aspect of editing, but it's kind of hard to beat an editor who has like a real good grasp on how to create a feeling or an atmosphere with just, you know, the template that they've been given. Somebody's script, somebody's voice, some music. Man, you can really, really make a difference with how it's like chopped up, the pace at which it flows, stuff like that. It's really awesome. It's definitely something I'm super passionate about. I'd probably edit for other people if I didn't have my own channel. Like, it's the one thing that's put me off from editing for other people, because I feel like I should really give it a good go at trying to sort of revive and maintain what I've got going. And it's definitely where most of I want to pool my creative energy into. But man, if I find myself just completely abandoning this channel at some point, which I don't think I'd ever completely abandon it, but if I did, you would definitely see me around editing for other people. I think. You see me pop up in some other people's stuff. Maybe a credit in the description. Possibly. Do you prefer the more scripted videos or the chill gameplay vids? I prefer scripted stuff. Chill gameplay stuff is fun to work on too, though. My 2 biggest creative passions are probably writing and editing. So, the scripted stuff lends itself to that more, but there's a lot of creative stuff you can do with raw gameplay footage and just off-the-cuff stuff as well. I think some of it can turn out really, really funny, and it's kind of fun to get better at talking to a live audience as well. I think that might be, when we were talking about if streaming's easy or not, like, that might be another thing. Is I've been doing this for a while now. I've kind of gotten comfortable in front of a microphone. I have kind of forgotten how nerve-wracking that can be, to just project your voice into a microphone to people. Especially when it's like people come to a stream expecting you to be entertaining in some way, like that's what an audience is looking for. I think that early pressure when you start to do that is kind of terrifying. It's kind of hard to be behind a microphone at that point. I still find myself getting a little nervous some days, especially if I'm not really feeling it, if I'm not in the mood. But yeah, early on, that's actually kind of a skill you have to build up over time as well. It's kind of terrifying getting behind a microphone, and you got to kind of if you don't like the sound of your voice, you better get used to it quick, or jump ship, because you're going to be listening to it a lot. It's kind of just the reality of it. But that sort of stuff you can get used to relatively quick. You stream a couple of days in a row, or maybe just a couple of days in a week for a couple of weeks, you'll get used to it eventually. I used to really hate my voice. I don't really hate my voice anymore. I think it's just the shock of hearing yourself in a recording a lot all of a sudden can like put you off completely. The sound of your own voice is a surprisingly hard hurdle to jump. Yeah, it is. It's kind of terrifying. I remember, man, I'll never forget the Ultimate Spider-Man video that I was working on. before I released my first character analysis video. I've told this story like a billion times, so I won't go into it again, but if you go into the description of the first video on my channel, which is allow me to waste 5 seconds of your time. This is before anybody watched my channel. The video would have had like 20 views at this point. In the description, it says, I'm still sad that I lost the video I was working on. And that's in reference to this video that I was working on about the Ultimate Spider-Man video game, right? It never released because I ended up dropping the hard drive and it got destroyed and lost the whole video with it, basically. But that video was one of the first things that I had ever recorded like on a microphone. And it sounded so fucking horrible because half the video was done while I was okay and then half the video was done while I was sick, and I was just mortified by the sound of my own voice. It was just like it made me want to quit immediately. I was like, I don't want to share this with anybody. I sound fucking terrible. And yeah, you just gotta kind of get over that, I guess. Eventually. The most important thing for me is timing, hands down. It's similar to a setup and a payoff for a joke. That's actually a really good way of putting it. Knowing when to cut is just as important as knowing what to cut to, maybe even more so. It's the relationship between the two shots that create the feeling in the edit. Yet, you pretty much hit the nail on the head there, dude, I reckon. It's why, go and watch any YouTube channel that's just getting started, especially ones that are attempting to entertain by being, like, funny. One thing that you'll notice immediately is that they are, like, there's a lot of masks. And I'm not talking about cutting things out. I'm talking about, like, there's a lot of disguises. And this is not, like, me being mean at all, because I've done the exact same thing. There's a lot of disguises for not knowing what to do. And there's a lot of disguises for... They're, like, disguises of insecurity, I think. So you'll see a lot of, like... This isn't always the case, but you'll see a lot of, like, extra text on the screen. You'll see a lot of, like... really misplaced cuts and random insertions of memes after every couple of seconds, after every voice line, stuff like that. You go look at the early episodes of Bruce and Robert, they're exactly the same. When you don't really know, when you're starting off editing, you feel like every single second has to elicit laughter from the audience, and it can be a painful hurdle to get over because it makes some really insufferable stuff. It's learning the pacing and stuff, is explaining it as sort of setting it up as its own punchline is a good way of putting it. You need to let like an edit breathe, and even knowing what that means and how to do it is kind of a big part of it, a big part of making a good edit. But yeah, the main problem for me now looking back at my old videos would be hearing what I sounded like at 14 might put me in an early grave. Yeah, that's enough to do it for sure. God damn, I've definitely got some really old videos somewhere on like an old hard drive or something of me, some of the first stuff I ever made, making like, you know what I really wish I could find? I really wish I could find my like early GTA Online kill compilations and stuff like that. My god, it's so painful, so painful. God damn, out here making fucking Call of Duty montages on GTA Online. This is bad business. This is real bad. And also a staple is the update video when you have like 11 subscribers. That's big as well. Big, you know, just letting you guys know where I've been. That's a classic. That's massive, dude. Do you think you'll edit? Wait, I missed that. Do you think you'll edit for others once TGB is done? It really depends how the channel's going. I think the channel can do really well. I think this channel can like, I think I can do a really cool thing with it. I can do multiple cool things with it. But this rate of output has been a consistent problem, and until that's solved, this is only barely like kind of running at the moment. But I'm optimistic. Things, you know, once I get a few things off my plate and I can focus in on TGB, I think that's the best. I think that's what I'm shooting for at the moment. I really think like, I don't want to put any plans out there in stone because I never really keep them, or at least not exactly how I want to, but I think once I get like Bruce and Robert done, And then I'll definitely release this stink tier list before I sort of go on my crusade. But I think once I've got a few more things off my plate, I'm just going on a fucking, I'm going on a journey with TGB and not stopping until it's done. And that may kill the channel, but just, we've spoken about this before, I just think I need it done. I think I need it, like, still done how I want it to be done, but finished, you know? See a conclusion. What you're describing is similar to something that people who aren't fully confident in script writing for video essays go through. A lot of friends of mine in the film space will write these really heartfelt, passionate videos and then end it with, but what do I know? I'm just some dumb YouTuber. Yeah, a lot of the self-deprecation, I mean, can be like a cornerstone of some people's humor, and that's fine, but there's definitely little tells, and it is always a little bit like, you always want to see those people get over that, because, I mean, a lot of the time, it's clashing with the clear passion that they have for something, or the clear quality of something that they've made. You gotta be more confident in your stuff. You can really tell when somebody's not, and I think it drives down the general quality of something that you've made, even if it's really good. You gotta have a little bit of swag. You gotta stand on business. You gotta stand on the business you created. When's the next episode of Lego Batman 3? Soon, hopefully, soon. I've been putting off filming it, to be honest. I go through weird times where all I want to do is sit in a dark room with a wizard's cauldron and cook up some edits, you know? I want to reach my hand into the cauldron of Premiere Pro and I just want to edit. But sometimes I get in the mood to record off the cuff stuff, you know? I need to get over that. I need to get a little bit more disciplined with that and just sort of record things even when I'm not super feeling it, you know? Yes, I want to brew inside the Premiere Pro cauldron. That's what I want to do. Yeah, it's definitely one of the biggest roadblocks for me is feeling like it's hard to get like I hate trying to get like a perfect take of something. It's very annoying to me. It's why I've kind of like really taken to streaming, because it makes me realize that a lot of the time, like, I don't know, a lot of the time when I'm recording something that's off the cuff, off stream, it really is hard to get into that space where it's just flowing. But when you have an audience and you're just on your live and you kind of just have to sink or swim, I feel like you get into that flow state a little bit easier. You know, you just, I don't know, it just comes easier. But I've never filmed Bruce and Robert live, and it's not really something that I want to start doing for some reason. It's just never been a part of what the series is. Not that it matters too much, but yeah, I'd rather just keep the series to how I've been doing it. And you know, if I ever did another season, I'd probably record it live. I don't know what it is. I feel like recording stuff live is so much easier for me. It feels like less awkward. Sometimes just recording to myself in my room is like, it feels, if it's scripted, it's fine. If it's off the cuff, sometimes I feel uncomfortable. More uncomfortable than I am in front of a live audience by far. But yeah, lots of different really weird sort of challenges when you are sharing things to the internet. I don't know. All alone feels safer sometimes. Yeah, I don't know. I like recording scripted stuff alone. I couldn't do scripted stuff live, but off the cuff stuff, I think I bounce off people in chat really easy, and I don't know, I feel like it comes a little more natural sometimes. But yeah, if you're trying to like make things and post them to the internet and you want an audience to see them, there's definitely little different challenges for everybody. Even if you don't post them, making anything is kind of commendable if you see something through, because sometimes you just like, I don't know, you'll see a painting and you understand like the manual physical process that somebody had to go through to paint it, or at least you can guess. But it's kind of interesting to think that some people have like these mental blocks and mental roadblocks that others don't have, even just in the process of painting something. If that, am I making any sense here? I don't know. It's just kind of interesting. Like, you can look at the script for a movie and you can understand, oh, they must have had to try to come up with this idea and then tie it to this idea and loop it back in there and probably mess with the dialogue there, and you understand the physical process of that. But each different person that's like creating something is going through this different mental battle while they're doing it. I don't know, I find that kind of interesting. I don't know if that even makes sense, but it's kind of making sense to me. Can't imagine making gameplay videos. Having to be at least somewhat funny or entertaining for a long time feels stressful to me. Yeah, it kind of is. Kind of is, especially when you're filming something and your first impression matters a lot. And so you're going in and you're like, I can never re-record this. At least not genuinely. So like, I can never experience this for the first time again, so I have to sort of be ready to do it now. And in my element, basically. You know, somebody who I see, I'm very surprised they do it. You ever see Dark Viper's stuff? He records like a lot of, you'll see when he's like recording intros for videos. If you stop into his live stream, sometimes he does them live, and I look at that and I go, I could never. That that sort of thing would absolutely fucking kill me. I think a lot of people, myself included, sometimes see lack of practice as a physical limitation more than a mental one. And that's where people get caught. Lack of practice as a physical limitation. More than a mental one. No, yeah, I definitely think it's more of a mental thing, for sure. Especially since, like, if you're practicing something to get really good at it, a lot of the time it's not raw hours that make it, that make you actually progress. I think it's like, it matters more how you're spending those hours. So sometimes I don't know, sometimes you have to spend more time like getting over a mental roadblock for that practice to even be worth it. Or it's kind of empty practice. Maybe not the same when it comes to sports, but definitely with creative stuff. Like, I don't know, yeah, physical things maybe less so, but creative stuff definitely more of a mental sort of barrier there, I think. Like, I'm sure if you stood out in your driveway with a basketball hoop and tried to, you know, get better at hitting swishes. I don't know, I don't watch basketball. You know what I'm trying to say. The physical aspect of that, if you stood out there for 3 hours a day and did it, no matter how you're feeling mentally, you'd probably improve, right? I think that's where, like, the idea comes from, where it's just kind of like, regardless of what you feel, and you just engage in your, whatever your creative field is. Just get more used to making shit. But it's, I really struggle to get over that. I get immensely frustrated if I make just dookie, and I have to look at the dookie and be like, I made the dookie. Because then it's like, I did the dookie, you know? That's not that feels bad. But you got to get better at avoiding, not avoiding that. You got to get more used to creating dookie, is what I'm trying to say. You got to become a little bit more familiar with that process. Like, I actually, to try and do that a little bit more, to try and, like, I don't know where that stems from. I'm not going to try and make this into a therapy session, but, like, to try and get more at peace with making dookie, I've been trying to get better at drawing. I used to draw a lot as a kid, and was pretty into it, and definitely fell out of it, precisely for the reason that I'm describing. I just couldn't stand looking at dookie any longer. And so I've returned to it, and I've been trying to do a little bit every day, and I'm god awful, but it's just sort of an exercise in creating more crap and just being forced to look at it until it becomes slightly less crap. It's been kind of like a fun exercise. I keep trying to keep a daily schedule with it and falling out, so I've had about 6 day ones and day twos, but it's kind of interesting. Speaking of drawing, can you at least update the drawing thread on your Twitter? If I ever return to drawing, I will. Drawing on stream, that is. Have you considering maybe taking drawing lessons in your spare time? No, because I'm not really too concerned with just becoming technically better. I think I started doing it as a way to just get used to making more bad stuff, you know? And I have improved. Like, I surprisingly have improved in a couple of aspects since I started doing it a couple of weeks ago. And the improvement, the quick improvement just from a few dedicated days of doing it has been kind of surprising and encouraging. But I'm more so doing it just, yeah, not to technically become amazing at drawing, but to get more used to making crap. Yeah. I don't remember who said it, but it was some famous director, and I think this quote is one of the most insightful things I've ever heard in regards to beginning in a creative field. Are you dropping the quote? Drop the quote. Plid? Oh yeah, the list isn't up to date, Ludicrous. Maybe I will. Possibly. Quote is Peter Griffin. P. Griffey. Up the P. Griffey. Up the Big Bry. Good to see you, Laura. Thanks for jumping in. Peter Gribbon. What was I going to say? I completely lost my train of thought. I can't remember. I can't believe we've been here for 42 minutes. Time flies when you're having a great time. Will you play Multiverses on stream once it's out? I did say that I might. What is it? When does it come out? Like the 28th or something? Maybe. Possibly. Should probably focus on doing slightly more important stuff, but we'll see. Maybe I'll jump in for a game on the 28th. Is it still free to play? I probably will if it's free to play. You know what else is free to play? X Defiant. I actually tried it the other day. It's okay. It's not bad. It's not bad. I'm not really a big FPS guy, but I thought I'd give it a shot. I heard some good things about it. It's pretty good. I use the I'm an absolute bastard. I use the double barrel and a Magnum because I'm a piece of shit. But it's okay because I'm not very good, so using a shotgun is my crutch, you know. As my own biggest hater, I feel that perfectionist mindset and it being difficult to combat in yourself. Yeah, it's something that has been like a part of anything to do with me creatively pretty much since I was a kid. Like, I quit drawing when I was a kid. I just sort of like fell out of doing it because I associated the activity with like just frustration eventually. It's kind of crazy. Like, I wonder when that transition happens for people between just drawing for fun as a child and then associating it so much with frustration and disappointment that you just all out quit something that you enjoyed. That's some deep stuff, man. That's therapist stuff. Don't you worry about it. That's crazy. Here's the basic idea of the quote. I didn't mean to press send. The reason you want to start making art is that you love it and you've developed good taste. You need to make bad art in order to learn how to make good art. But when you're making bad art, it doesn't live up to your developed taste. That's why it's such a massive hurdle. You have to accept that you're not good yet in order to get there. Yeah, that's pretty spot on. That's definitely like something I've noticed. There's definitely an ego thing sometimes as well. You want to believe so much that you're like to a certain level and sometimes you're just not, and you got to kind of accept that and just keep it pushing. And that's painful. So you just want to like run away from the activity completely. It's easier to do that. Simple solution: take enough acid to achieve ego death and simply get over it. Nah, that's the shortcut. I didn't use armor in Dark Souls. I'm not using acid to get rid of my ego, okay? I'm playing on hard mode. Let's go. No mushrooms here. I'm doing a no armor run. All right. Here we go. Is that my stubbornness talking again? It could be. I'm playing on extreme difficulty. Is murder more ethical than armor? I would say so. Definitely more ethical than a shield. But yeah, no, it's funny. You can definitely start associating something you enjoy a lot with just the frustration of not being where you want to be at, which is like the most counterproductive thing of all time, because if you stop, obviously your progress stops with it. But the drawing exercise has been interesting because it's just shown me how much actual progress you can make if just through sheer consistency, just through Like, it has to be focused practice, like not just drawing like a dot on the page and expecting to get better every day. You actually have to sort of challenge yourself and definitely try the things that you're going to be absolutely garbage at. But yeah, focused practice over even just a couple of weeks, you can see some incremental improvement. I've at least I've noticed. Are you just doing pencil sketches? Yeah, pretty much. Can I find my book here? I'm not going to show any of it, but because it's just kind of a for me thing. But how many have I actually done? I'll tell you how many I've done. 2, 3, 4. Day 4 was my best, I'm just saying. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Wait, did I miss a day? I'm back to missing days. How is the last one that I did on the 22nd of May? Why have the last few days been unbelievable? I can't remember how many I just said that I did, but I've done a couple. It's been good. I keep messing up and having to start back at day 1, but I was trying. My goal at the moment is to do 30 days in a row. Hasn't worked out so well. Bro thinks he's Arthur Morgan. Dude, Arthur Morgan's unironically a great visual artist. Like, it's kind of insane. Will the next game alongside Telltale be a short one? Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm gonna... I really want to start Dark Souls 2, but I might mix it up. I'm not sure. Some people were telling me to play Bioshock. A surprising amount of people were telling me to play Bioshock, especially since it's not too long. And I've never seen, like, any footage of the game. I'm pretty much completely blind to it. I've just seen like screenshots, and I know that there's a Big Daddy and a something like that. Big Daddy with a drill. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'll just do Dark Souls 2. Keep it going. I'm not sure. We'll see. If I leave too much of a gap between Dark Souls 1 and 2, I'm guaranteed to struggle extra with 2, which might not be great. But we'll see. Isaiah, can I start calling you Big Daddy? I wouldn't recommend it, but look, it's a free country, so it's really up to you. If that's... look, this is your life. You want to make mistakes like that? That's alright. You can do that. I wanted to add more emote. I was going to actually work on an emote this stream. I completely forgot, but I'm going to head out in a second and get some other stuff done while the day is still burning. After Telltale, maybe do Bioshock and Dark Souls 2. I'm trying to keep at least one sort of on-brand thing alongside a non-brand thing, Stanhan, but we'll see. Like, I'm trying to keep, like, maybe we do something like a Batman-related game or something that I'm known for, you know what I mean, alongside something different. I think that's a nice balance. It's been fun like that. It's been good like that. I've gathered a lot of footage for future videos. Assuming, you know, I'm still making videos when they can be used, which I'm sure I will be always making something, regardless of if I'm, like, making money from doing so, I suppose. I can't imagine just, like, not making things at all. Sometimes when I'm really frustrated, I go, I don't want to make shit. Like, I actually don't want to make anything. But then I go, like, how long could I actually go without tinkering around with something, like making something? And that's what tells me to keep going, I think. I know this is very deep just for YouTube videos, but that's genuinely how I feel. I don't think I could go too long without creating something. Is everybody just like that? Surely. I don't know. Why are late streams so philosophical? This is what happens when I sit on stream and I just have a microphone in front of me and there's no pressure to be entertaining or anything like that. We really start going deep, right? Going deep on ourselves, asking the real questions. Like, what happened to the Conan tweets? I'll tell you what happened to the Conan... Well, actually, I can't tell you what happened to the Conan tweets. I'm not at liberty to say. It's, yeah, look, I can't say anything. I'm sorry. I'm being silenced, alright? Look, I value my life. I can't say anything about the Conan tweets. It's giving 4:30 a.m. chats after the parties died down. They were my favorite when I used to go to parties. They were. They really were. I used to like when the party started calming down and only the real ones remained. And we'd all sit around the table in the backyard, shooting the shit. That was the best. I feel like that's when people become their most, like, interesting. You know? All the social pressure is gone. People aren't trying to seem like something they're not. And they really start, like, opening up. I think that's a beautiful thing. Imagine being social in this day and age. Couldn't be me. I have not been to a, like a party like that in a while. When was the last one that I went to? Like, definitely haven't been to one in 2024. Why be social when you could be slaving away at TGB? I like being social. It's weird. I'm definitely an introverted person for the most part, but I enjoy social things quite a lot. I think the difference is I just don't get recharged by them. I need it every now and again, but it's definitely like it's not something that refills my battery, so to speak. I think that's the difference there. The best part of house parties are when you go to mate's house after the party and keep drinking until like 6 a.m. Best time to be alive. I can't relate on any of the drinking stuff. I'm sure, I think it would really enhance certain parties a lot, but I never have. So the you know, Jesus, being out in the backyard at a fucking table and just shooting the shit, that's my stuff. You love the new emote? That's massive, dude. That is a good emote. I'm glad you like it. God, this playlist is banging. Who put this playlist together? Who did this? This slaps. This is great. Is the reason you're late is because you've been hitting the pokies? I've been slapping the pokies, dude. Nah. Not really. Look, we spoke about this the other day. I used my $20. That was me done. Shout out to whoever put this playlist together. Yeah, I wonder who it was. I reckon he'd be sick. Sounds like a cool guy with good music taste. What do we got here? Oh, I'm skipping straight to the RimWorld stuff, sorry. I need it. I need it. I hope this isn't prying too hard, but I know you don't drink currently. Have you never drank anything? No, that's not prying too much. I think I've said it before. I've never, besides accidental, had alcohol before. I've had accidental sips, especially because it's kind of like you go to a bar and you ask for a Coke Zero and they think you mean Coke Zero with fucking, I don't know, bourbon or whatever you put with Coke Zero. So you take a sip and you go, my Coke Zero tastes strangely alcoholic. I think I'm gonna not drink this. But it's a free drink for your friend, so it's good. But yeah, no, I've never been drunk, and I've never had like a alcoholic beverage to myself. I'm just not really, I never really have been interested. So that probably contributes to why I haven't been to many parties lately, but hey, sober partying is good too, okay guys? It's good for you. This is now a DARE program. Welcome. Alcohol, the gateway drug. I'm telling you. But yeah, that's me and my boring self there on display. Speaking of boring, I'm gonna switch this song. It's not a boring song. This song's just better when you're playing RimWorld. Seda is what I'm talking about. Being the sober guy at the party can genuinely go crazy. It can. It really can. Especially if the night is particularly wild. You really you get a different window into the situation. It's pretty crazy. It's definitely an interesting experience for sure. Yeah, God. I don't mind babysitting or just keeping an eye on friends. I've always kind of been the one to do that, and I think it's kind of sweet. I've never minded, that's for sure. You can be the one to relay the funny stories a lot of the time like that, which is because nobody else is remembering, so that's kind of interesting. If I don't know, it's just, yeah, it's pretty funny. Anyway, I think we've been here for 56 minutes now, and I've been rambling long enough. I think think we'll try and get things back on schedule in the next couple of days at least by Monday. Like, but yeah, sometimes that's the thing with streaming like 100 and something days in a row. Like, I think this is the first time I've hit a particularly busy period and it's just kind of like wobbled everything. But as long as we keep this going as long as we can, and we yeah, we're doing well. It's all good. It's all good. We love the sober guy at the party. They're the ones who drive me home after I accidentally black out because some dickhead dared me to have 5 shots at once, and I'm an even dumber dickhead who said yes. That's how it goes. There you go. One thing I'll tell you, the only alcohol I've ever been tempted by is sometimes when people buy like really crazy cocktails and just strange looking drinks. That's the only alcohol that's ever perked my interest, just because some of them genuinely look like works of art. But that's it. I'm not too excited by a glass of whiskey, or something like. Yeah, they look like potions. They look like they're gonna make me fly or some shit, or become 20% more resistant to arrow damage or something like that. You know what I mean? So that's the only thing that really perks my interest. It was my mum's birthday yesterday and she got blackout drunk for the first time in like 20 years. The hangover has hit her like a fucking truck. Dude, I feel like if you don't have a tolerance like that, it's gonna hit you. I feel like I've been alive 20, I can't reveal how many years, because I'm trying to keep my birthday on lock here. You guys are fucking detectives. I got famous birthdays in my Twitter DMs asking when my birthday is. So I gotta watch out here. In my 20-something years of life, having never been drunk before, I think if I had like a lick of red wine, I'd probably fucking fall on the ground. Take a bow Jeff style, you know what I'm saying? Actors. It could be crazy. Honestly, beer is pretty shite. Mixed drinks are the way to go. I'll take your word for it, Keed. She's talking about how she thinks she's sick, and I'm like, nah, bro, you just haven't been hungover in 2 decades. Yeah, that'll do it. Doesn't chat already have your birth year? Birth year is fine. I can get by on that. Beers is God's gift to man. Don't talk smack against my man. Yeah, dude, beer, I'm not gonna lie to you, beer is the least appealing to me by the smell. It smells like something died in the cup and now you're just sipping on it. But anyway, look, who am I to say? Don't knock it till you try it. All right, I am going to leave now. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for this lovely chat. It's honestly been quite nice. Hopefully we pump the brakes on the Just Chatting streams after this. We'll see what happens. Who knows? Life is a mystery. Yeah, I need the strongest like Baldur's Gate 3 type fucking potions, Ludicrous. I need arrow resistance. I'm leaving you in the void. I'm sorry to do it. I'm sorry, Darjan. Hey, thanks, Spidey. Appreciate it, dude. To anybody who I was background noise for tonight, it's an honor. Thank you. You can turn off the stream now. If you're sleeping, wake up. You're in a coma. Your family's been waiting to talk to you. There was a horrible accident. You survived. You were the only one. Hey, good to see you, Pumpkin Pie. Thank you. You have a good one as well. All right, cool. Thanks, everybody. Have a good rest of your night / day, wherever you are, whatever it is. I'm sending you to the void now. I'm sorry. I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye. Thank you, everyone. See you later.